What's going on, Melon Farmers? D-Mac back with something a little different today. What we are going to do is we are going to create a player. We got no players created at the moment. I just did a I went into the active roster, made sure we had the most recent active roster that we could put in there. We are going to create ourselves an absolutely catastrophically terrible player. You know what? We're going to keep him Joe. And we'll name him Joe Terrible. Just for because why not, right? So I'm going to get all this stuff. Terry, there you go. We'll call him Joe Terrible, a.k.a. Terry. I am going to make him an absolutely catastrophically bad player, put him into a franchise mode, simulate him through 1 year, and see how much we can actually grow this guy. Can we take him from like low bottom 650 overall to a higher potential? What if we did 2 years? Could we make him like an elite player if we put him on the right line with the right people, give him special teams time, give him every single chance to succeed? I want to see how much in a very short amount of time we could grow this guy, and even potentially how much would it cost afterwards to sign this guy? This guy who has no right to be in the National Hockey League. Anyway, before we go too much further, if you haven't already scrolled down, hit that like button. Blah, blah, blah. All right, I'll see you guys in a minute when I have this guy all creatified. All right, so Mr. Terry, let's see what we got for this guy. He is a right-wing playmaker, jersey number 5. Why not? We are going to give him a 2-year, one-way contract worth $1 million a year, just to make sure he's on a one-way contract. So we can make sure to keep him actually in the NHL. His handedness is going to be right. He's going to be 5'10", 190 pounds, not a fighter. Birth year, August 10th, 2001. So he will be 20 years old at the time that we start this. He's going to be from Burnaby, British Columbia, Canada. So for Joe Terrible's attributes, I don't want to make him... What I think we're going to do is go low, bottom 6 forward, shoot versus pass bias. I love it so much. We are going to change that, probably put it around 9 out of 15 towards pass a little bit because he is a playmaker. Not afraid to shoot, but he's a lot more apt to pass. So you know what I think I'm actually going to do is take his slap shot, his wrist shot, all of his shooting, we'll take it down a little bit. And his passing, we're going to put up just a tiny little bit. Puck control, put that up just a tiny little bit. Is there anything else we could do? Maybe put his speed up. Get him back up to at least 50. You know what I mean? So we'll take his accelerometer, put it back up. Oh, yeah, I like that a whole awful lot. But what we are going to do is remove a crap load of defensive attributes. And, let's see. Durability. Well, I guess durability doesn't matter. I think what I'm going to end up doing, put his deking up a little bit, put his aggressiveness up a little bit. Poise, we can put that up a little bit. Hand-eye, put that up a little bit. And offensive awareness, put that right back up to 70. Discipline, that can go up pretty high. He's not exactly going to be a penalty-taking playmaker. That doesn't actually affect your overall, though. So, fighting skills, stick checking, we can put that up a little bit. And hey, look at that. He's back up to 50 overall. Basically, what we just did is took his defense down and replaced it with offense a little tiny bit. He's still only 50 overall, low bottom, 6 forward. But I did want to not just make him every attribute 66 overall. I did want to take some of the more defensive attributes and kind of knock them off. 20 years old. Let's see how absolutely god-awful this guy really is. His puck skills are a lot better than his shooting. This guy is like not even like an ECHL level player, right? So we're going to go assign team. And you know what? I think we should take him. I had thought about Edmonton, but to play him with like Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl and stuff like that. But you know what? That's too easy. I feel like too many people are doing stuff like that. I think it would make more sense for us to throw him somewhere like Tampa Bay or Toronto. I think both of those teams would be an interesting option. I'm thinking about potentially sending him to Toronto, put him on a line with like Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner. The only thing is Marner is already a playmaker, right? So I'm like, I don't know. Do we want to do this? I think you put him in Tampa. Let's go. Tampa Bay. 2 years, $1 million a year. I will see you guys at the main franchise mode menu where we are going to do a Tampa Bay franchise for 1 year. We'll see how he does. And if he grows like crazy, then you know what? Maybe we'll do a second year, take him to RFA status and see what he would need, see what he would want to re-sign in Tampa Bay. All right, so here we go. We are at the main franchise mode menu where we are going to dive into the settings. And I believe it is in rules, right? Pretty darn sure. Injuries off. There we go. That's what we want to do. That's going to speed things up a whole heck of a lot. So let's go back over to this main thingamadoodle. We'll go edit lines. Let's see. Our guy is obviously, oh my goodness, no thank you. Yeah, obviously we got Kucherov, who is a sniper. Stamkos is a playmaker. I guess we could, he's another one, playmaker. Okay. So that's fine. Let's go scratch. Oh, Joey Terrible. And he does fit on that top line. Who do we got on the second line? We got Killorn, Point, Cirelli. What do we got here? Two-way forward. He's a playmaker, right? Yeah. Killorn, two-way forward. All right. You know what? I kind of like that. I actually don't mind that at all. I think, honestly, Andre Palat moves down. Corey Perry can take over for... Who else do we got here? We got... Pierre-Edouard Bellemare. What a center. All right, so Hagel, Paul Palat. What an unbelievable line. And Ross Colton's getting the boot. So we can put Mr. Joe Terrible. Oh, a +5. Oh, +3 over there. Okay, so what do we got? He's a right wing, so you got to keep him there, right? Stammer, what's his 86 face-offs? That's grody. All right, Joey Terrible. Look at this guy, +5, and he's number 5 on the top line, low bottom 6, 2 years, 905,000. Oh, they were over the salary cap, so it just automatically lowered everyone's cap hit by just a tiny little bit. I think our lines are sufficiently done. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to simulate to like Christmas. And we will take a quick look and see how he's doing. All right, so here we go. We are at December 25th in year 1. We have a 16-13-3 record. I am actually super surprised we are in any kind of a good position right now with Joey Terrible. Basically, Braden Point leading the parade. We're 7-3 in our last 10. We had a stretch in there where we were an absolutely catastrophic team. So what we are going to do is go into the team stats, see who's leading the parade in every little spot. Looks like our boys nowhere to be found. Oh, man. Braden Point, Victor Hedman, Cirelli, Stammer, Killorn, Cooch, Palat, Sergachev, Hagel. Where's my guy? Nick Paul, Ryan McDonough, Bellemare, Maroon, Perry, Chernak, Foot, Ruda, Joey Terrible. He has 2 goals. And he's a -9. He has not grown at all. He is on like every special teams line. And he's just hasn't grown. Wow, that's unbelievable. It's not, but like it is. You figure he's gotta put up some points, man. He's 50 overall, low bottom 6. Oh man, could you imagine if we got through the entire season and he didn't grow at all? Okay, so now let's get to the trade deadline and see where we're at. Hopefully at the end of February? The end of March? What? Okay, so let's go to the New York Rangers game at the end of March, apparently, where the trade deadline is. And let's see, can he start to put up some points? You know what I mean? All right, so we are 60 games into the season. We have a 34-20-6 record. This team is actually doing really well. Braden Point is above a point per game. He has 19 goals, 40-something assists. Now let's see, did our guy, Joey Terrible, finally start to pick things up? Look at this. Stammer's doing good. Cooch is doing fine. Hedman's doing great. Cirelli's good. Killorn's good. Palat's good. Sergachev doing really good. Brandon Hagel, loving this guy. McDonough. Everybody know, it's like he was pretty much done with hockey at one point, right? Pretty sure. Wasn't he going to school to be a school teacher or something? And then like Chicago decided he was worth it. And boy, were they right. Joey Terrible gets up to 4 goals on the season. And he's still 50 overall. But if you look closely, there are a couple of attributes that have gone up. His offensive awareness and defensive awareness have both increased by 1. So here's hoping, Mr. One-Way contract here. He is on like every special teams line. Alrighty, so here we go. We made the Stanley Cup playoffs with a record of 42-31-9. Actually, not that bad. Steven Stamkos did finish the season in the lead with 33 goals, 39 assists, 72 points. So let's go in. Let's see how everybody did. My guy still, it's probably, what do you think he has now? 6 goals, no assists, something like that, for a playmaker who is past first. Braden Point finished with the same amount of points. Cooch, 34 goals. Hedman had a great year. Cirelli was great. Killorn was great. Palat was super good. He was on the third line. He had over 50 points on the third line. Wow. Sergachev, great. Hagel was good. Paul was good. McDonough was fine. Maroon did surprisingly well. Now let's see. Where's our guy, Joey Terrible? 5 goals, 1 assist. He finally got that first assist, and he grew. His shot accuracy went up a little bit. His defensive awareness, his offensive awareness, it all did go up a tiny, tiny little bit. Obviously, we want better for him. He got 6 points in his first NHL season. He's a -12, but he was playing 20 minutes a game. Now, let's simulate through the playoffs and see how far we can get with a catastrophically bad team. What I'm going to do is honestly sim right to June. We're going to go like June 9th. So we're just going to get after it. Okay. Can we oh wow. We're out. We got taken out real quick in the playoffs here. All right. So we'll just simulate on ahead. What I'm actually going to do, because I want to fast track this as much as possible, is honestly, oh wow, that's like not even over yet. Okay. I'm going to go straight to player retirement. Because what we want to do, Toronto Maple Leafs win the Stanley Cup. Yeah, this game's terrible. Obviously is what we want to do is fast track this as much as possible. So I'm actually going to simulate the draft and everything. I'm just going to let them like auto draft. But now that we're at player retirement, we can go back into the stats and see how everybody looked. We got to scroll way down. Oh, where's my guy? He's like not on the list. Why is my guy not on the list? Player stats. 5 games. Oh, because it probably automatically put him into the minors is probably what happened. All right, so I'm actually going to have to go into contracts to look at this. And I'm probably going to have to go way down here, and he's going to be right at the bottom. Is he not? Joey Terrible. There you go. Got to 52 overall. So again, his awareness, stuff like that all went up. Obviously, you'd like to see his speed and everything go up. All right, here we go. All right, so here we go. We are back at September. They decided they wanted to change some things up again here a little bit. So let's see. Scratched. We no longer have Joe Terrible. We're going to have to go looking for him. So let's go to roster moves. We'll go in the system. Now we got to go way down and find Joey Terrible, who got to 53 overall. Still low. Bottom 6 forward. Only went up by 3. I think a huge part of that was the fact that we had expiring coaches. I have noticed that. When you have expiring coaches, that can like seriously screw things up for you. All right, so these guys, we're going to go head coach preferred lines. Well, that's terrible. All right, we got her all fixed up. Joey Terrible is, you know what, done. Joey Terrible is all set up on all the lines we want him. All the power play lines and everything. Here's hoping we do just a heck of a lot better this season than we did last season. I don't know why we are suddenly in the AHL, but here we go. So what we're going to do, very quickly, simulate on ahead to, you know what, January 1st this time, so we can see if Joey Terrible is eligible for an extension. All right, so here we go. We are at January 1st, meaning that anybody who wasn't eligible for an extension should now be eligible for an extension. We are 21-13-3. Nikita Kucherov leading the parade on this team. Oh, God, I hope this works out, man. This is taking a long time to do. So Cooch leading the way. Hedman. Yeah. We'll get all the way down the list. Where's my guy? Oh, no. Joey Terrible. Hey, 6 points. He's doing better this year than he was last year, and he already grew to 54 overall. That speed still has not come up, but his awareness is actually getting, not terrible. And his puck skills are coming up a little bit. Also, his shooting accuracy is coming up a little bit. So let's take a look at what his career has looked like so far. In 119 games, he has 7 goals, 5 assists, 12 points. This year, he's a plus player. That is amazing. He is actually a plus player this year. Wow, shooting over 5% in his career. That's amazing. All right, so you know what? I want to go over to contracts and see if we can offer him an extension. Let's see if we can do it. Let's get all the way down. We got everyone in the universe is expiring. What would he want? He wants a 1-year, 2-way deal for $750,000. Wow. And his expiration status is RFA. You know what? I'm going to sign him to an extension. Let's see what we can build this guy into. This might turn into a long video, but let's see what we can do with this guy. Okay, so what we're going to do now, it's January 1st, 2023. Let's get to the end. Let's get all the way to the end. I'm not going to worry about doing the trade deadline, nothing like that. This is kind of a beast mode team. Let's get all the way to the end. And if we can stay the way we are right now, man, it's we might make the playoffs back-to-back years not doing anything. It was an easy decision to decide to renew my contract with you. I appreciate that you chose to offer me the type of money that I feel I am worth. You feel like you are worth $750,000, and I'm hoping at the end of next season he wants to sign again. Could you imagine if he dove to friggin', could you imagine if he jumped to top 9 or something and went to 65 overall? It's oh baby, I think we got a career brewing here. So it's going to be really fun to see what can we turn this guy into. Wow, here we are at the end of the regular season where we finished in our final 10 games 9-1. Wow, that is unbelievable. We're 48, 28, and 6. This team got better. So Nikita Kucherov finishes things off as our leading scorer with 82 points in 82 games. Good on ya, buddy guy. And now it's going to be interesting to see that all our guys... Vicky Hedman, what a monster. I love this guy. Cirelli, he didn't grow. That's unfortunate. But look at this, Andre Palat. Oh, he played a lot more this year than he did last year. And he had 56 flipping points. Let's see where our guy ended up. Still probably right at the bottom. Joey Terrible, 13 points. And a +3 at the end of the regular season. He is still 54 overall, low bottom 6. But he does have some stats that are going up, and we did get him locked down for yet another year. I think that guy's pushing 20 points in his career, man. So let's do this again. Let's see if this time maybe we can actually get through a round or two in the playoffs. Let's just go all the way to retired players. We're going up against Ottawa in the first round. It's going to be interesting to see if we can make it. There's a loss. There's a win. There's a loss. There's a win. There's a loss. There's a win. There's a win. We made it to the second round. There you go, baby. Win, loss, loss, win, loss, loss. Damn, we went out in the second round. That's no fun. We got taken down by the Toronto Maple Leafs, but we did get 13 games in, and the Leafs win back-to-back cups. Are you joking? So the cap just went up to $90 million. We're going all the way to player retirement to see yet again if there's... No, it's fine. It's just totally fine. Just to see if any kind of growth occurred. So let's see it again. We're going to have to go into view contracts. I am sure they sent him back down to the minors again. Yes, it would appear they did. So let's get all the way down. Is he at the bottom again? Joey Terrible, 56 overall. So he did grow a little bit. His offensive awareness is not terrible anymore. And we do have him locked up for yet another season. So here we go as we approach September 13th. We are back for yet another season. Again, they want to try and throw all these exact same lines together. Some of these guys have started to drop, like Stamkos. Who else was it? It was Alex Killorn. Andre Palat still looking good, though. Man, we're going to have to do something about that. Where's Mr. Joey Terrible? So we're going to have to call him up yet again, and it'll be interesting to see what he has jumped up to. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. I'm going to go in the system. Now, where's Joey Terrible, baby? We're going to have to go all the way to the bottom where he is 58 overall. Low bottom six forward potential. His puck skills have gotten much better. His offensive awareness, actually his poise has gotten a little better too. His poise is up in the mid 70s now, which I'm hoping does help him. He is on a 1-year contract worth $750,000 this season. I'm really hoping now that we seem to be starting to get somewhere. You know what I mean? All right, so there we go. We got all the 4-on-4s, all the special teams and everything with Joey Terrible up on all these lines. We're in year 3. He's gone from 50 overall to 58 in those 3 years in those 2 years, sorry. But could this finally, essentially, be the season where Joey Terrible finally breaks through? So what we're going to do, simulate yet again to January 1st and see how he's doing, see if he wants another extension. Oh, man. And then I think we're going to end this video, and I think we're going to come back and we're going to do a part 2, maybe even like tomorrow or something. You know what I mean? Let's do it. All right, so here we are at January 1st, 2024. We are now 17-17-3. This team has taken a drastic step backwards, and a lot of it is honestly just because we're trying to fast track it. We're trying to go as quickly as possible. We are still 500. We got off to a miserably bad 2-9-1 start, and since then we've gone 15-8-2 or something like that. So we have been getting back on the right track again. It will be interesting to see where Mr. Joey Terrible, or Terry, ends up. Braden Point leading the parade again. He's still only 27 years old, but Stammer is 33, still almost a point per game, though. Cooch is getting up there as well. Palat's looking good. Hedman is really starting to age. I think, he's still franchise. All right. We'll go with that. Joey Terrible, 14 points in 37 games. Every year, he's just getting so much better. He's still only 58 overall, but again, his awareness has gone up. His defensive awareness has gone up. Everything is still slowly increasing, and he has got 14 points in 37 games. Could he have a 30-point season this year? Look at his career totals. 201 games played, 17 goals, 16 assists, 33 points. For someone who should never crack an OHL roster, let alone an NHL roster. This guy shouldn't even crack the Sioux Greyhounds, man. So we put him in the NHL, and he has gotten infinitely better every year. Look at this. By the end of last season, he was shooting 7%. This season, 13% he's shooting. Man, the kid's becoming a legit legend. So let's quickly go to our contract screen. So we'll go all the way down to Joey Terrible, who obviously wants an extension as well. Let's see what he's looking to get this time. $800,000 for 1 year. You know what? We're going to give him his first one-way. Well, I mean, he was created with a one-way contract, but for the sake of the next video, we're going to do 3 more years in the next one. That takes him to UFA status, and we're going to give him a $1 million a year, 3-year contract, one way. Let's do it. All right, so now we're going to skip ahead 2 days, make sure he signs it. He could sign in 1 day because sometimes that happens. It was an easy decision to renew my contract with you. You chose to offer me the amount of money, blah, 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 blah. So we're in last place in our division right now, and that's kind of fine. It just means we'll get better draft picks because we're a couple years in the future where we have actual draft picks again. So I'm going to simulate to the end of the regular season, and we'll see how Mr. Joey Terrible's doing after the playoffs. All right, so in the second half of the season, we were at 17-17-3 at the time of January 1st, and now we are 6 games above 500. For a little while in there, we were one of the best teams in the National Flippin' Hockey League, but we did fall just short of the second wild card spot in the East. Let's see how everybody did. Nikita Kucherov ended up leading this team with 79 points in 82 games behind Stammer, who had 78. He still hasn't dropped down yet, so that's what we're happy about. Braden Point looking solid. Palat, oh my God, is he ever good? Hey, Vicky Hedman just is not getting worse. Sorelli's staying about the same. So it's going to be interesting to see where Joey Terrible ended up at the end of the season. Look at this guy. 7 goals, 19 assists, 26 points. Almost respectable. He did not do any growing this season. So we're going to have to quickly get through What we're going to do in this one is we're going to get through, I'm going to say, to the beginning of next season, and that's where we're going to end this one. So what we're going to do is simulate on ahead again to player retirement, because if people are going to jump, sometimes that's where they'll do it. You know what I mean? Sometimes they'll jump there, sometimes they'll jump in other places. Our AHL team has actually made it to the playoffs and is kind of making it deep. They made it past round 2. That's nothing to shake a stick at, man. It kind of looks like they got swept in the second round, but we're just about at the player retirement. Get out of here. The Leafs won 3 cups in a row. Are you serious? All 3 Stanley Cups have gone to the Toronto Maple Leafs, and it's looking like Tampa Bay did not get a lottery pick. Does that mean we did not own our own draft pick again? It's kind of looking like we did not own our own draft pick again. So we're going to go view contracts. I don't think Joey Terrible is still going to be up in the NHL. No, he's not. He'll be in the system, probably way at the bottom again. He's still the worst player we have under contract at 60 overall. Even after having a 26-point season, his speed finally increased. Look at his offensive awareness, though. Look at that offensive awareness. It's up at 81. This guy's becoming a hockey player. Slowly but surely. We got him on a 3-year contract extension. It is a one-way contract. I'm going to fast track this offseason and get us back to see if he grew any more between June and September. So here we go at the beginning of year 3. We were forced to pick up a couple of new folks. So go to roster moves, bring up Mr. Joe Terrible yet again, and see where he ended up. 61 overall, low bottom, 6 forward. Jesus, this guy's not growing as well as I had hoped he was going to, but we're going to keep trying. He has now gone in 3 seasons from 50 to 61 overall. This is not how I expected this to go. I expected him to be so much better than he is. You know what I mean? And it's like this game just does not seem to want this guy to grow. I don't get it, man. I'm going to do this all up in the next video. I'm going to get everything set up to go for year 4 of the Joe Terrible series, where by the time the next episode of this is done, I'd like to know where we're going with this guy's career, right? I'd like to know what he's going to become. I would love it if he just kept getting better every single year, and at the end, what if he was still like 68 overall or something, but had like 200 career NHL points? What an unbelievable career that would be. It'd be kind of wild. You know what I mean? Anyway, though, that is going to do it for me for this one. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. There's new videos coming all the freaking time. And until next time, you beautiful melon farmers, have a good one.